Their pregame. We are live. It's a Thursday night presentation here on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan. I'll be joined by Greg Anthony, Tim Legler, and we'll be hearing from our reporter, Allie LaForce, in the sidelines as well. A look at the San Antonio Spurs opening lineup. Barnes operates at the 4 with Wembanyama at the 5. Filling the perimeter spots are Castle and Vassell. And it's Fox in at point guard. The San Antonio Spurs able to put the first points up on the board. Here's Alexander Walker, and the layup falls. We're a good ways into the season at this point, Tim, and most of the quality teams now have found their flow, don't you think?
Yeah, I think, Kevin, lineups for the most part are set. Rotations have found their way for coaching staffs. You know exactly how you're going to try to play every night. The teams that are struggling to this point probably have some bigger issues behind the scenes.
But you can have the same names on the jersey, but every season, am I right, is different.
Every locker room is different, every supporting cast, and even the vibe of every season has a different feel to it.
Count the basket.
Well, the defense is going to try to shut down certain things, but it's impossible to deny everything. That's a skilled play right there.
Now, here's Vassell. Last game he had 12. That one's in, his first shot this game.
Now, not shy about bringing it inside. Vassell is comfortable around the hoop.
We're now joined by our sideline reporter, Allie LaForce. Allie, it's all yours.
Well, I did have a chance to talk with head coach Quinn Snyder. Coach said they need to stop Fox from dribble driving as he can dismantle a defense if he gets inside. He told me the problem with Fox is he's just so fast. You can't slow him down with just one guy. So coach wants his help defenders alert and within range to help when needed. Guys, back to you.
All right, Allie, thanks. And last season's most improved player, and Tim, I know you like this guy, Dyson Daniels, a rising player.
Well, Kevin, he is an elite defender, already one of the best we have in this league, and he's just getting started.
Here's Alexander Walker after the basket by San Antonio. Okongwu with the screen for Rizashev. The shot, no good. For San Antonio, they've gone 3 of 4 from the field to start out the game. Fox, no good. Atlanta's gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Daniels with it, coming off a solid outing against Philadelphia. Bounce pass from Alexander Walker. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Atlanta again missing. The Spurs with the lead. Now, Vassell, he's been a factor in their offense on most nights with his scoring average at nearly 16 points a game. That one drops for him. Alexander Walker's got his second basket of the game.
And that's one of Daniels' greatest attributes, his poise as a playmaker.
Vassell outside. Connects from three-point range. And we're just over 3.5 minutes into the first quarter. Johnson outside. Down low. Here's Okongwu. That's good, and Johnson with the assist.
And their post play has been really solid right off the bat.
And it's Fox with the ball for San Antonio. A tough loss coming against New York in their last game played.
When they ran the offense right, they found some easy shots, but on that occasion, it was few and far between.
Yeah, it was almost like they were lethargic at times. The urgency just wasn't what it needed to be.
And so Mitch Johnson decides to call timeout. Coach is going to talk some things over with the team. Might be seeing something to adjust. for the Hawks. Krejci's checked in, and it's Luke Kennard in for Daniels. And some changes here for the Spurs. On defense, Atlanta, they trail by 1. There's 57 seconds left to play in the first quarter. They set the screen. Harper, no good. Hawks have gone 4 of 7 from the field, shooting over 50%. They now take the lead.
That's a great look. His teammate was on the move, but he put it right where it needed to be.
Here's Cornette. Terrific assist. A nice finish. Solid play all around.
You always hear about chemistry. That's a perfect example, knowing where each other is at all times.
Johnson, the pass to Alexander Walker. Back to Johnson. Nice ball movement here by Atlanta. 4 on the clock. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Alexander Walker's got 7 points in the game. Several lead changes going on here in the early portion of this game.
It reminds me of that cameo song, Back and Forth.
And here's Harper from the arc. A good close contest so far as we finish the first quarter. Hawks on top, leading by just 2. The second quarter coming up right after this break, so don't go anywhere. And close game underway so far. We'll see if either of these teams can jump out in the second quarter. And guys, what do you think about the offensive approach we've seen so far for Atlanta?
And guys, I love the movement. Doing a great job of just getting the ball on a string, creating some opportunities.
And how about the work they've done inside, just owning the paint so far?
So with Johnson on the bench, here's the 5 for Quinn Snyder right now. We've got Wallace. He's out there with Luke Kennard. And Gay is in at the center position. A three-pointer is right on target.
Now that's a high percentage look when the D doesn't fight over the screen.
Yeah, and that's the effectiveness of the two-man game right there.
And now let's swing it over to Allie LaForce on the sideline.
Thanks a lot. The Spurs last season acquiring De'Aaron Fox, he said what this team struggled with are the things that I bring. Self-creation, being able to touch the paint, getting into the teeth of the defense and collapsing it. And regardless of how well I'm playing in a game, I still command attention. My guys never just leave me. Back over to you guys.
Okay, Allie, we thank you.
Well, that was a great challenge at the rim and a difficult adjustment to make.
And Greg, with Stephon Castle winning the 2025 Rookie of the Year award, the Spurs went back-to-back in that category.
Yeah, of course, Victor Wembanyama winning that same award in 24. Just more confirmation that these Spurs are building something special.
Spurs trail by 4. And so Mitch Johnson decides to call timeout. He's going to take this chance to talk to his guys. Last time they met was in San Antonio.
Yeah, really ratcheted up the pressure in their last matchup, getting steals and just creating havoc defensively.
Well, turning defense into offense is important, and they did it at the highest level in that one.
switching it up here. Now we get a chance to check out the standings out west. Already we're in December. You look at San Antonio. Right now they've compiled the third best record in the conference.
And you know, right now for San Antonio, they're proving that all the talk we heard about them in the preseason was warranted. What a role this group's been on here early on.
Well, they were in everyone's crosshairs, and they've actually outperformed some of those predictions. That is not easy to do with a target on your back.
Now, here's Fox. He's coming off a 16-point game against New York.
And even if you took away his points, he was still an offensive force because of his passing. His assist numbers were tremendous.
Now, Reza Shea following De'Aaron Fox's three-point attempt. And that one's good. Reza Shea's got the lead up to 7 now for Atlanta. The Spurs have gotten only one of their first 4 shots in the second quarter to drop. Okongwu is now starting, Tim, and coming off the bench his first handful of seasons, I think got him ready for this role he's in right now.
He has been a good defender from day one, but his offensive game now starting to show some growth. He's stretching his shooting range, and he is showing you some growth as a playmaker as well.
And give Fox some love there. The D wasn't that bad, but he was just focused on finishing that one.
And Quinn Snyder wants a timeout. He's going to make some adjustments to the game plan. Atlanta making a switch here. Alexander Walker's checked in. San Antonio also making some changes. Harrison Barnes, he's checked in for Jeremy Sohan. Vassell comes in for Johnson. And Castle is subbed in for Harper. And so it's Atlanta with it, leading by 5. Alexander Walker finds Reza Shea. Johnson, the pass to Alexander Walker. 4 on the shot clock. The 15-footer. The rebound by Victor Wembanyama. Wembanyama's got his 5th rebound in this one. And last season, Tim, Paul Millsap retired. He was an all-star in each of his 4 years in Atlanta.
Well, he helped guide the Hawks to the Eastern Conference Finals back in 2015. That team overachieved through chemistry, and this group hopes to do the same thing.
Here's Alexander Walker. Harrison Barnes picking up that last basket. Okongwu with the screen for Reza Shea. Atlanta again missing. Spurs trail by 3. From 11 feet away. And a big bounce off the rim, but it sinks right in. Vassell's got his second bucket.
And such a solid player. Devin Vassell is someone you can really trust. Gives you a bit of everything out from that wing position.
Johnson takes the assist and lays it in. Pick out the pass nicely. And the Hawks lead by 3. And so Fox will bring it up for the San Antonio Spurs. To the middle, here's Wembanyama. He's now 1 for 2 with that bucket.
And few defenders to ever play in this league have the ability to slow Wembanyama inside.
Pass to Alexander Walker. Here's Reza Shea. Off target from 3-point range. For San Antonio, they've gone 5 of 8 from the floor here in the second quarter, over 60% shooting. Castle got the loose ball, but that will be a backcourt violation. And the Spurs making a change here.
Number 10, Jeremy Sohan.
11 seconds left in the first half of the game.
Hey, yo, right here.
Here's Reza Shea. Offensive rebound. Buried from outside. But I don't know. I think we may see a review here. That was pretty close.
The previous play is under review.
Officials signaling they are going to review the tape.
And even though, you know, you're thinking maybe we don't need the replay in a situation like this, still plenty of time left in this game, and really it's about getting the call right.
The ruling on the floor is confirmed.
And they're keeping the call as is. It was close, but he had not released it before the clock had expired.
Yeah, still better safe than sorry. I think they did the right thing to take another look at it. And if it's so close that you can't tell by the naked eye, might as well go to the slow-mo.
And that's it for the first half of action. What's been a very close game here. Hawks lead by 1. We'll be back shortly live from State Farm Arena.
Halftime is here, and with the San Antonio Spurs in a neck-and-neck game, lots to talk about.
I like the way they've been running, pushing the ball, putting their defense on its heels.
Yeah, you love their tempo. When they play fast, they can put points on the board in a hurry, Ernie.
And circling back to the first half, what about these 2 point guards?
I always like these matchups because even though you're not always guarding each other, you're thinking, okay, you did that, now watch me do this.
Just like you and Kenny here in the studio.
Oh, no, you haven't.
And that is it for halftime, folks. It is back to Kevin Harlan and the crew for the second half.
And we're halfway through this one. Plenty of basketball left in a game that's been fairly even so far. Without question, De'Aaron Fox displaying his skills today.
Really impressed with the shot selection through the first half. Just taking what he can get from the defense.
And what more can you ask of him? That is helping out your team.
So, Tim, and I can see it in my mind's eye, you won that three-point contest back in '96. What's the key to success in that event in particular?
Oh, yeah, what a great night. And I think, Kevin, there's a few things. First, I just think you've got to have a short, compact release, because then you're not going to rush at the end to make sure you get all 25 balls up. But I also think part of it, for me, I got to shoot first after the warm-up introductions because I was still loose. I didn't have to sit there for 20 or 30 minutes during commercial breaks. I think that helped me win the title that night.
A little strategy on the court for San Antonio. Fox and Castle are their guards. Barnes operates at the 4 with Wembanyama at the 5. And it's Vassell in at the small forward. Back from outside. And it's Reza Shea with the rebound. Okongwu with a screen on Fox. Back to Reza Shea. Fires the 3. Rebounded by the Spurs. Reza Shea has done a lot to quiet the doubters after being the #1 overall pick in 2024.
Well, in a draft without a lot of star power at the top, the Hawks took the kind of prototype wing you can't have too many of. And he has made good on that pick.
Castle misses.
That's 3 straight misses to start the second half. Not what they wanted.
Alexander Walker. That's in there. Johnson with the assist. Johnson's got his 3rd assist on the night. Spurs trail by 6. Barnes outside. Back to Fox. Knocks down the 3 ball. Fox has got 12 points in the game.
And over the years, Fox has developed into a consistent 3-level scorer.
Here's Okongwu.
Well, this is a good reminder for anybody who thinks he's too small for a 5. His athletic ability totally levels the playing field.
Outside, Fox. Shot clock at 5. Here's the 3. And it's Rizachet with the rebound. The Hawks leading by 5. Okongwu with a screen on Fox. Drives to the hoop. Okongwu's shot is good. He's got 8.
That's a defensive breakdown. You can't let him get that deep.
Well, that is just point-blank range. They're going to convert that almost every time.
Castle with it. He's covered by Daniels. And the foul on Dyson Daniels. That's his first foul. And the Hawks making a change here. Gaze checked in. San Antonio also making some changes. Jeremy Sohan's checked in for Harrison Barnes. Johnson comes in for Devin Vassell. And it's Harper in for Stephon Castle. Harper the pass to Johnson. Wembanyama a screen. Johnson finds Wembanyama. Oh, flexing Wembanyama!
And this is what you want to see. Wembanyama attacking with authority inside.
Pass to Rizachet. The shot's good on the assist by Daniels. Rizachet has got 6 points.
And really the story of this second half, one team getting the shots they want, the other not so much.
And that's just good coaching. They have made the better adjustments.
There is no stopping that. Wembanyama with the forceful finish.
Alexander Walker with the ball. 12 points for him. Johnson outside. Pass to Sohan. Wembanyama sets a screen for Fox. Cans it from downtown. And now just a 3-point Hawks lead.
You get the sense Fox just improving with each game in terms of his pick and roll play. Figuring out his angles, knowing when to pull and when to try to split or turn the corner.
He has been in a great flow tonight, converting at a high rate.
Now, Sohan. No scoring in this one. Pass to Harper. No good on the 3. Here's Alexander Walker. With 1 on the clock. The shot, no good. And so it's Atlanta with their lead standing at 6 points here at the end of the quarter. They're feeling very confident, shooting the ball with great efficiency and dictating the pace. Back right after this. And how about a look now at our assist of the game? Brought to you by State Farm.
Yeah, a terrific, unselfish play right here. Set up his teammate, and how about the setup this way?
Yeah, the pass was so effective. Great job moving the ball with purpose.
We've reached the 4th quarter, and what has been a very competitive game should be an exciting finish. They've got Jalen Johnson. Kennard is out there with Wallace. And Gay is in at the 5 down low. So that's the lineup for Atlanta. Here's Champagnie. Kennard covering. Here's Harper. And he uses the glass on the layup. Harper's got the first points up on the board here in the 4th for San Antonio. Johnson with a screen on Harper. Wallace the pass to Kennard. Inside and out of bounds as San Antonio gains possession. And a look now at the San Antonio Spurs' upcoming schedule. On Thursday, they'll head back home to host the Washington Wizards. And on Friday, they'll go up against Trae Young and the Atlanta Hawks.
And looking at this stretch for them, I think they should have no problem dispatching most of their opponents if they can avoid that pitfall of playing down to the level of the competition. But that's easier said than done.
Now, here's Johnson. Fires for three, and the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Johnson.
Oh, those kinds of unforced mistakes will drive any coach nuts.
Okongwu's checked in for the Hawks. And San Antonio with the change here, too. Fox, he's checked in for Harper. Krejci passes to Okongwu. Here's Gay. Johnson surveying the floor. 6 to shoot. Buries it from three-point range.
Man, the triples keep falling, guys. That's 3 in a row.
Outside, Fox. Outside for Wembanyama. Wembanyama attacking. Up and in on the layup.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
And we're around 2 minutes into the fourth quarter here. Kennard for three. Rebound by Sohan. Spurs trail by 5. From 19, that one goes.
Can't afford these defensive breakdowns, especially down the stretch.
Yeah, unfortunately, we've seen that far too often in this game. Very uninspired defensively.
And timeout is called by Quinn Snyder. And clearly an important juncture. He's going to have some choice words with his team. Both teams will make substitutions. Right now, let's take a second to catch up with Allie LaForce on the sidelines.
Well, Quinn Snyder had some words for his team over the break. He pleaded with his guys to keep their emotions in check, saying, "You're battling right now. Continue to play smart. Don't try to be a hero out there. Play for one another." Guys, let's see what happens.
All right, Allie, we thank you for that. Alexander Walker with the ball. Beyond the arc. And it misses.
Not his best game, but they're still getting it done collectively.
Barnes down low. Johnson on him. Ah, it's good!
And that was the right call. When you need a basket, go to the guys you trust the most.
Yeah, when you're coming down the stretch, you don't want any wasted possessions.
Now here's Johnson. Johnson sends the screen for Risache. Can't get it to go. San Antonio trailing here. Now Wembanyama. And there's the dunk.
Watch out. Wembanyama hammering that one home.
The Hawks have gone 1 of 5 from the field here in the fourth. A lot of misses, just the one make. Count it!
Assertive play by Risache. Not every rookie is ready to shoulder the big moment.
Barnes outside. Now Fox. And down goes the three.
This is exactly why they go to him in these spots. These guys believe in his ability to come through in the clutch.
O'Connor Okongwu with the screen for Rizuche. Strong move off the glass.
Possessing good size and impressive versatility. The rookie Rizuche looking comfortable operating inside.
Floats one up, and he figures it out with the lay-in.
And that's Fox saying, I'm the top dog here. You need a big basket, you come to me.
Rizuche up top, covered by Vassell. Launches it. 5 on the clock. From outside, knocks down the 3.
Remember that one. Guys, a difference maker.
What a big-time shot. Those are the moments you dream about as a kid.
And so it's Mitch Johnson calling timeout. Pivotal moment in this game. He's not taking any chances. He'll call time. Barnes against Johnson. And Wembanyama got it to go.
Showing he's more than just an interior threat. Wembanyama also possesses that reliable jump shot.
Here's Rizuche, covered by Vassell. Okongwu with the screen on Barnes. Johnson. Daniels fires. The long shot, no good. And they commit an intentional foul. See another one of those so they can get into the penalty.
Yeah, you have to do that, though. You can't just let him dribble the game.
And that's an intentional foul. He doesn't hit the first, and that was the one they really wanted. He's got one more, though. He's able to hit the second one, and that will put them up by 2. And timeout is called by Quinn Snyder. Coach clearly feeling the necessity to regroup with so much at stake here. And talking about the approach now, what are they looking at?
Big chance here to tie it with a bucket.
Well, there's no room for error here. They need to draw up something that they can execute quickly.
Here's Johnson. And so it's San Antonio who's straight by with the win. This win, such a tremendous emotion.